Hello, everyone. Welcome to Kahaaniyaan. We are streaming from Huetopia, and oh gosh, there's so many things happening, and I'm so excited. Before we get into our player introductions and recap, just a quick couple of messages. A it is Pride Month, so happy Pride. As you can see, I am wearing the garb already. And also, because it is Pride Month, we now have we have a wonderful event that is month long called Pride Brunchathon, organized by the wonderful RK Wild. Basically, what is Pride Brunchathon? On the weekend, so Saturday and Sunday afternoons at 2 p.m. Eastern, we will feature BIMPOC-made games, and which will be performed by QTPOC cast, and we are going to also raise funds for Black and Pink. You can see the donation progress tracker below on the screen, and who or what is Black and Pink? Black and Pink National is a prison abolitionist organization dedicated to abolishing the criminal punishment system and liberating LGBTQIA2S plus people and people living with HIV and AIDS who are affected by that system through advocacy, support, and organizing. And you can donate to our Tiltify, and the link is up. You can use exclamation Brunchathon or exclamation charity. And yeah, if you do have the means, please donate. No amount is too small or too big. Right now we are sitting at $205.69. Nice. And we have a starting goal of $1,000. So yeah, if we can get that ticker just a little bit up, maybe hit 420. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, with that, I will now quickly pass it on to our cast and let them introduce themselves and who they are. Let us start with. Let's go. Start with Kupo, and we'll go clockwise.
I'm first. Hello everyone. I know it's been a while. I go by Kupo Knight. Most people call me Kupo. Pronouns are they, them. And I get to play Haiti once again. The Snoop of the team. I'm glad to be back.
And Morgan.
Hey, I'm Morgan. My pronouns are they and she. You can find me on all the socials at Serena Bezos, and I play Nira the Divine.
And Connie.
Hey everybody, I'm Connie, pronouns they, he, and she. I play Wu Ming, the professional, pronouns she, her, angry monster hunter with a puberty-stricken stag mount. You can find me on Twitter and on Patreon at by Connie Chang, BYCONNIECHANG. And yeah, I will pass things along to Bashir.
Hey, I'm Bashir Gauss, he, him. I play Karnain, the Summoned, also he, him. You can find me on my socials at Bashir Gauss. And our guest for the third week running. I'm passing on to our guest for the third week running. Sorry.
Thank you.
That was worded poorly.
You may be wondering, am I not letting them get rid of me, or are they not letting me go? And the answer is, I'm not telling. Hi, my name is Jordan Ali. My pronouns are he, him. And you can find me online at Werewolf Feels. I'm known for a bunch of things, but that's not important. Tonight I'm playing Amun the Chosen, a fire elemental whose pronouns are he, they. I'm excited.
Yeah, and I will be your keeper for this evening, Mariam. You can find me on Twitter at media_junkie. I go by they, them pronouns, and I do a lot of things. But the one thing I will not be doing tonight is the episode recap, because I love giving that task to my players. So please, who would like to tell me what happened last episode?
I'll take the start, because obviously it's important that I talk about the horse that went missing. Wu Ming chased Boog down until she ran into Stag. Right. I knew that. Anyway, she ran into Amun and Nira, who were investigating a stepwell. We learned a lot that day, including the fact that the stepwell is the place at which the ritual will occur. It answers to the four elements. It answered to Amun's fire, along with Nira's water, and clearly it answers to even more. We chased Boog down, and we found that he is going through the air stag equivalent of puberty, and thus really wants to fly. But we have told him not to fly, because that's really dangerous right now. And then everything else, I feel like it's important that Nira and Wu Ming have the chance to say what happened.
Should I go first, Connie, or do you?
Yeah, why don't you tell things from your side, Nira?
Okay, so what happened was, let me tell you. Basically, we go back to the agency because Wu Ming needed to talk to her boss and like figure things out and get stuff situated. And while we're in the waiting room, Amun and Nira had a heart about mortals and love and like telling people their feelings and trying to figure out what humanity is, blah, blah, blah. You know, the usual elemental stuff to living in the mortal realm. You know, those things. No big deal. Anywho. So, Wu Ming comes out. Amun walks away. They have a conversation. It kind of got to like... Kind of was doing okay. And then it wasn't. And then it was not at all.
Yeah. Well, from Wu Ming's perspective, this has been an extremely stressful day. First of all, her stag Boog went missing. So she was like, what's going on here? Followed the tracks all the way out to the middle of nowhere where there was some Great Plains cat stalking like the low grass nearby, but Wu Ming rolled high on essentially like her stealth check and went unnoticed by this cat. But the tracks just disappeared in the middle of the street, which of course led to Amun and Nira to a nearby stepwell that Wu Ming decided to scope out. Amun already filled our lovely audience in with what happened after that, with the glyphs and whatnot reactive to elemental forces, and then went back into the city of Koldak, where Wu Ming got chewed out by her superiors pretty hard for not putting a handle on the situation of various elemental cults rising up is basically what she's assuming is going on. Went out into the hallway, interrupting a heart-to-heart between Nira and Amun. And Amun forced a heart-to-heart between Wu Ming and Nira. And frankly, Wu Ming was put on the spot. Okay, you can't blame her. Maybe she does have feelings for Nira. Yeah, so what if Nira is kind of a hot fish lady, both in her human form and out of her human form? So what if Nira is actually very sweet and kind and funny and talented and amazing? Wu Ming doesn't know how to deal with feelings like that, so she called Nira weird. Did the equivalent of scribbling a note that says, "Get out of my school, loser," and handed it to Nira. So that ship kind of blew up in her face.
And Nira just left. Like, we ended with Nira just like leaving the agency and like walking out.
Yes.
So upset.
Threw
So.
a proverbial cup of cold water in Wu Ming's face and left.
Yeah.
So this means that heading off to the temple located, that's built into the Singing Hills, we've got Nira, we've got Amun, we've got Wu Ming, we've got Boog, and of course, thanks to Wu Ming's superiors, we also have two more Rukshak agents who are not very good at their job.
Oh, these incompetent interns is what Wu Ming would call them. Karina and, was it Seth?
Seth, yes.
Yes, Karina and Seth. They're
they're
totally gonna die.
babies.
To be fair, they just graduated and have just joined, and this is like, you know, it's like the first supervisor, and it turns out the first supervisor doesn't want interns. Essentially.
I never asked for them. They don't know how to pull their own weight.
To their defense, you wouldn't know unless you actually got them to.
Oh.
However,
Not impressed by what I see, but fine. They can be cannon fodder.
Do they wear red shirts?
they're wearing, you know, like maroon and pink, and they oddly are color coordinated. That could be in sort of the reddish hue, perhaps.
That counts. They're fodder.
And before we get to where the three disaster beans head off, after the scene and everything. Okay, you're not disaster beans. So yeah, before we get into that, let's play a little wibbly wobbly timey wimey things and see what Haiti was up to all this time. And even though it's been 2 or 3 episodes, it's still the same day-ish. So I believe you had headed off to get Tim Tim out at a nearby animal care and supplies store called The Closet.
Yes, the closet. Yeah, everyone in the group was kind of continuing the investigation, but as the self-proclaimed parent, or one of the parents of Tim Tim, Haiti ends up going back to the area where the closet is, and they're just kind of humming a tune, and they just stroll into the store, and kind of looks around, sees checks if their favorite clerk is there, and just goes, how's my favorite and clerk who gives me all the information and gossip doing?
And they are doing just fine, and they certainly have a name that I now have to somehow find, because I completely forgot that they have a name. I mean, they 100% have a name. And let's just go with their name is Julie.
Julie.
Okay, Julie. Julie's the name. Yes, Julie, your favorite clerk is there. Wait, I actually do have a name. I think I actually put it in
did
my
you?
notes. I did put it in my notes. I don't know why I was looking in
Deleting
various
the
places.
name right now.
Alright, whatever it was, it is now Julie.
Okay, cool.
Yes, we will go with Julie. Alright, so, yeah, Julie's there, and it's like, hello, Haiti! How nice of you to come in. Oh, look at this sweet little... And it's kind of generally in the general direction of Tim Tim, who's doing something cute, I imagine.
Something cute, but probably giving a side eye to Julie, just because it's like like Tim Tim only will like accept it from Haiti and Wu Ming, probably Haiti because Wu Ming wouldn't do that. Tim Tim be nice. Julie,
Ooh.
Julie, how's it going? Do you have any new... I was wondering if we can get some more like supplies and maybe like cute little clothings for my little Tim Tims.
Yeah, we have wonderful, like, we have some new aviary designs especially for,
Did you hear that? You're
How
gonna be one
old
fashionable little
is-
burb.
How old is your wonderful little companion?
You know what? I mean, technically, I don't really know how Tim Tim species ages, but I've had Tim Tim for almost 2 years now. So take that as, should we just go with that?
So an adult. Okay, cool. And goes and heads off and pulls out something that looks to be about Tim Tim's size, and it's like a variety of you know, like how when you go into a pet store, there's like a hot dog or like a fairy or like, you know, all these various things, and pulls out a couple of choices. And it seems to be you can have cat, or, you know, like pretend to have wings even though birds have wings naturally, and various little things you can put on the head, and just was like, oh, maybe that might not fit with the horns and all, and starts putting some of the things back.
Well, this is your day, Tim Tim. I know I haven't been paying attention to you, so this is your day. So which one do you want?
And as you
Tell-
turn, you see
tell your
Dim Dim
parent
has
which one you
already
want.
wandered off in a different section.
Hey! Tim Tim doesn't really like the shopping for clothes parts. Kinda likes the toys and all that, and they're at that age even though they're an adult apparently.
You start to hear rumbling in the distance, and some sort of bile, like in your peripheral, starting to shift and grow bigger.
Do you hear that? Is there
Oh,
are you moving stuff, Julie?
No, that I think that is your bird trying to get
Tim?
into.
Wait, what? Tim Tim? And Haiti just kind of rushes off in like mama mode.
Yeah, and you notice Tim Tim has basically burrowed into what looks to be various care and supply kits for much bigger creatures. We're talking equestrian and like heavy, or like bears or things like that. So it's like big size toys everywhere, and is trying desperately to kind of pull this gigantic bone.
Tim Tim, what did I say about going by yourself in stores like this? Huh? Tim Tim,
You
this
just hear a
toy.
squawk.
Don't squawk with me at that attitude. Tim Tim. That this section is for big creatures that are not your size. You are an adult, but of a different size. This is not for you. Come on. Let's go back to the clothes. You need new clothes.
And Tim Tim starts to sort of hold their ground and just be like, no! And just puffs up like a angry marshmallow.
Are you puffing at me? Tim Tim. Don't be like this. You're more mature than this. You've been spending too much time with Carnane, haven't you? Come on. Tim Tim, look at this. I can't carry this. We can't bring this on our adventures. Do you want to carry this? No, come on. And I'm like trying to, grab under their feathers and just trying to.
Yeah, and they try to hang on, but I'm gonna say, how about you roll me a stay cool under pressure to see if you can kind of resolve this little bird tantrum that is happening. Six. So mark experience, or if you would like to use a luck point, you may.
Nah.
And Tim Tim proceeds to suddenly huff up, and there's like this rumbling, and this is the first time you've ever seen this. And suddenly the ground starts to quake just a little bit, and the shelves and everything are just starting to rumble a little. And similar to the POV we saw yesterday, just makes a dash in the opposite direction, just making, like, you see all these toys that had piled up just go flying everywhere. And
Whoa!
You see Tim Tim go hide somewhere in a really inaccessible corner, like a kitten.
Oh, Tim Tim! Haiti tries to catches up, like sees the blur and kind of just guesstimates on where the blur ended up, but kind of sees maybe the last second of the tail like going in to the hole, and kind of bend down and. Okay, Tim Tim, this was fun. you've had your fun. Now you do you see this mess? Julie's not going to be happy. And I'm sorry for yelling at you, but Tim, you can't have that toy. I'll get you anything else you want, but it's not that, sweetie, because it's too big.
And we're gonna quickly cut to Carnane and return to you shortly. Carnane, so in the last episode we were heading off to some place that Amun had suggested, and something caught your attention. So what caught your attention, and why did you leave a BRB quick note?
So Aman pointed out a lot of things that Garnain had either not been thinking about recently or had kind of forgotten, and there was a bit of a swarm of suspiciously familiar little creatures around, and he kind of ducked off. He'd ducked off on. He remembered somewhere nearby. He was pretty sure, and decided to see, is there anything, left around from the last time I was walking around all free like and causing problems for people. And I think, do you have an idea of like when we're like catching up with him in the middle of this, or
yeah, you had felt some disturbance, essentially, like as if a creature of your stature or stronger had awoken or arisen. And the last time you felt that was definitely when you had gotten trapped. But also it was this feeling is more like something that you're not sure is necessary. Maybe for once in your life you're just a little concerned, because while you think you are capable of handling anything and everything, this feels oddly like similar to the feelings that Nira had of a feeling of void and nothingness, of absolute destruction, including you.
Well, that's less than ideal. So yeah, I think he feels that, and he starts kind of trying to figure out what it could be, and realizes he has no idea what it could be. He's missing, like, now that he's thinking on it, he's missing a lot more than he'd realized he was missing, memory-wise. He previously just hadn't really cared, because, hey, it wasn't exactly getting in the way of him having a good time. And so I think he's approaching this uncharacteristically cautiously, and kind of trying to see if he can get a look at what this place is and what might be there before actually approaching.
Yeah, you're missing a couple of tools in your toolbox.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that make you? Is there something that you would like to do to perhaps know more about all of these things?
Let's see. I think the first thing is just getting eyes and knowing what this location is that's pretty ominously destruction shaped. And once he has that, he's probably going to put my latest level up into use, and kind of it takes him a bit to realize like that he can still do this, and then B, how to do this. but he kind of buds off a bit of himself and he throws it into the ground and waits for a minute. And this little creature that's like kind of a maw, a chitinous maw with a bunch of limbs kind of growing out of it in all directions, starts pulling itself out of the ground. It is maybe like the size of a large dog or like a little goblin or something. And it skitters off to go look at this thing for him and see what is it that I'm remembering and why is it bad?
Yeah, and I think as it goes off, you see it reaches a place where it's a little too small, and it starts to split itself off and essentially become half the size, and two of them, and they skitter through a hole, and you get the sense that what you just created has the capability of splitting off into almost infinite pieces. Almost.
As is proper.
So you have essentially your eyes and ears in chitinous creature form that splits around and kind of gives you some senses. It'll be a while before you get any sort of like ping, but you do realize that by doing that, your senses and your perception has widened a little, especially with the bonds you've made, and you're able to like get a ping in the general direction of where your friends are, and you've seen they've moved from where you thought they were gonna go.
Yeah, I think that kind of gets his attention, and hey, he's got a couple of little eyes on this already, so he kind of turns away, and as he's going, he almost absentmindedly like buds off another little one of these dudes, throws it into the ground, and then kind of yells at it, hey, check on Salim, make sure he's okay. If anything starts messing with him, eat it. And with no thought to the chaos that's going to cause, he just keeps going off to meet up with the others.
Yeah, so you're kind of heading your way. We'll go back now to Haiti. So Haiti, you're trying to talk Tim down.
Tim, come on! Don't you want to go back to you? Don't you want to see Wu Ming Mama and see everyone else? You don't want to stay there all day, do you? Come on.
You hear a little chirp.
Yeah, see? I'm sorry and you're sorry, so let's come out. We'll buy you a cute outfit. We'll buy you toys, small ones. And then maybe some snacky snacks, and then we'll go back to everyone. How's that sound, huh? Come on.
And you just see like a little beak out. And then
There
the
you
rest,
are.
it sort of like is now actually kind of like having trouble trying to get out. Just.
Look at you, Tim. You're getting so big. Can't even get out of that hole. Oh, growing up so fast. All right. Looks like you need a little help there, huh? But you promise you're gonna be a good Tim, right? After this?
And you hear a
Yes?
very mournful chirp. Of like sheepish, mournful chirp.
Oh, that's my little baby burb. Okay. Let's see what I can do. And Haiti is going to kind of look at what's kind of obstructing Tim from leaving, and they're going to use a new move from the summon playbook called Mayhem.
Yep. Yes,
to
you are.
lift, to like use that parent adrenaline and get that whatever's blocking their way out.
And when you pick it up, you thought you were gonna maybe be able to move it like an inch or two, but you actually just lift it like it's made of styrofoam. And Julie arrives and she's like, "What the? Oh, are you like a mage or something? Like, did you just like?
Huh?
Yeah, that's, that's about 500, 600 pounds.
Wait, what? I thought this was a prop. This isn't. It's not. It's not like. It's not hollow or anything. This is like for
Ooh.
real. Huh? And then like kind of semi drops it at the last
Yeah,
second.
and there's
so
a gigantic thud and a crack on the floor.
I'll pay for that. I'm so sorry.
That's, you know what? It's fine. There were these other people who came the other day that had similar. It seemed like they were really powerful. They all wore these glasses. Like, like I think, I don't know. Their eyes really freaked me out just a little bit. Or at least what I. Maybe they didn't have eyes. I don't know. They had these glasses on. Like they had mirrors on them. Sometimes when people who can't see, so they came in and they were looking for supplies. For larger creatures and rains and anyways, it's not a big deal. They were just wondering if if there was any sort of like, I don't know, horses that could fly or stags or whatever. And I said, well, no, we don't really, that's really uncommon. But I did know a customer that had a stag with a wonderful thing that usually comes by. And they were a little interested. And then they just left after buying a lot of ropes and restraints.
Haiti, like you could see Haiti's expressions like move throughout the conversation. First, it's just like this has no relation to me. Oh, kind of sounds interesting. And then as it goes on, they're like, you can kind of see the spark in their eyes. But then the minute you hear, they hear like stag, they immediately perk up, and then they get to restraints and acting funny, and Haiti's just like almost like in horror because they're kind of iffy now. And so they go to Julie and kind of close up. And so you wouldn't can you tell me more? Do you know where they're off to, or did they leave a card or something of where they came from? And if need be, will this count as investigate a mystery or no?
Yeah, it would.
Because I'd like to roll for and use I'm a reporter.
Yes, 100%. You can.
And then, yes, I get to use charm for once. Why?
Yeah, so
It's
investigate a mystery with using charm. How goes it?
it's an 8.
Okay, that's not bad. That's that is a mixed success. Yeah, so you get to hold one, and you can spend it to ask me any one of those questions that are listed under investigate a mystery.
Oh my god, where is it?
Meanwhile, as you get the answer for this, I believe that the rest of the group would, I'm hoping, think to maybe pick Haiti on the way to where they're going and knew they were last at the closet. What is the mood like as the three of you head to the closet?
Pretty much this.
Just awkward silence.
Chirp, chirp, chirp.
Yeah, I think Wu Ming is going to try to make conversation. So, why were the two of you at the stepwell in the first place? What brought you there?
Would it be too strange if I said the winds give answers at times?
Yes, that is really, really strange, Amun.
I feel it within me, when something is about to occur. I've been at this for a long time, hunches. Call it hunches. Trusting my gut.
Right, a gut feeling told you to scope out this huge, creepy stepwell in the middle of nowhere on the outskirts of Koldak?
I've been to it before, actually. A
Really?
long time ago.
Part of one of your research things?
No, it was an active use. I went there to visit my lover.
Your lover? I wasn't aware you had a lover. Not that there's anything wrong, obviously, with taking a lover or being in love or loving anyone.
It was 2 centuries ago. I would love to wax poetic, but it seems a bit out of date.
Right. I always forget how old you are.
I'll take that as a compliment. Now, Akidith was a very nice. He had a passion to him, but he also had a playfulness. He wanted to visit his nieces and nephews, and they were just playing around the stepwell, chasing each other.
It had water back then, I assume.
Yes, it did. It was places like that are meant to be places of community. When it fills with water and the people are there, and there's carefully cultivated plant life in places. You see the connection between human innovation and nature. It's one of the most beautiful things in the world. And now it's a place of sacrifice.
Right. And we're gonna stop it. Speaking of water, you like water, right, Nira? Big water fan.
So, first thing, as soon as Nira left the agency, she just dropped her facade immediately because she had no point to keeping it on anymore. So, she looks over to Wuming and just, like, raises a brow, but doesn't say anything.
I thought you were a water child, not an ice child. How bad was it?
What? I don't know what you're talking about, Aman. We just,
How
had
bad was
a...
the conversation? What else would I be talking about?
What? It wasn't bad at all. There was nothing to converse about, right?
Yes, there's nothing to converse now. And I think Nira's eyes, like, narrow a little bit and then just starts walking forward ahead.
It's at this point
Damn
you
it,
hear
Aman.
the big crash in the general direction of I think I should be fine now, but there was a little bit of a internet connection. So at this point, as you're much closer to closet, you hear the crash bang of and chaos in the general direction of closet, which would time with Dim Dim's temper tantrum.
Oh God, is someone dying? I hope someone's dying. To just get me away from this conversation. Help is on the way, don't worry. And Wuming starts just running toward it.
All right, we cut now. Real quick, back to what question did you want to ask for the investigative mystery?
Is someone going to die? No, I'm just kidding. I was going to ask, in relation to the group of glasses bros, where did they go?
So Julie says, well, I think they had mentioned something about picking someone, a brother up from the entertainment district. I think it was it was this place, Morny, I think, and then someone said that they needed to go to somewhere to sing on a hill.
sing
Maybe
on
they're
a hill.
entertainers? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Actually, that...
Sorry, they kind of just pretended like I wasn't there after they asked me the information, and they were a little rude. But also, I really didn't want to get their attention too much because I felt like if I didn't answer what they needed, they just might, I don't know, turn me into a bunny or something.
Oh, but bunnies are cute. No, that's not the issue here. You mentioned stag earlier, right? Did
Yeah, they
Was
were
it-
interested in the stag. And oh, look, that was a stag I was talking about.
wait, what?
And you turn and you see Wu-Ming kind of running, heading in your general direction.
Whoa! Hey, Luming! Hey!
Hey,
hey.
there you are. It's been a while. Hey, what's going on here? What's happening?
Oh, nothing. I was just shopping for Tim and new supplies and clothes, but kind of
Out in the open, where people can see him?
Yes, because that's what happens when you go shopping.
Do you always take him with you when you shop?
It's not for me. It's closet.
And you
We were
see
shopping for
the
the
destruction on
baby.
one side of the store.
Heidi kind of blocks the entrance, and because they know freaking Wu-Ming will just kind of freak out and blame Haiti.
Haiti? I'm 3 seconds away from freaking out and blaming you. What is that?
What are you talking? I was taking care of our child and providing, right? And while you were doing your job, right? I was supporting you and supporting Tim. How? Why would you? That's very rude, Wu-Ming. That you would think something happened.
So I'm the bad guy in this situation too? Why can't
Two?
I never...
Two? Wait, what happened? Is everything okay?
And that's when the rest of us show up.
Yep.
Including Carnane.
What a mess.
Two. I heard this situation too, and I immediately had to know. So, what's going on?
I mean, I kind of hate to agree with Carnane, but yeah, I heard too. What's going on? I mean, I didn't really. I was talking to Julie for some info, but this sounds way more important.
I'll-
What's going on?
Real quick. Is Tim in the vicinity, or are they still hiding off in the?
Tim's just wandering just a little bit off into another section, and it's sort of like the fish supplies.
I think Nira's gonna just like lead this conversation and follow after Tim to keep an eye on them.
And kind of like Haiti doesn't understand yet, but kind of goes towards Nira. Oh, thanks, Nira. Thanks for watching Tim, and Tim be good to Auntie Nira, and kind of looks back at the group.
We're going to the Singing Hills. You must be Heidi. My name's Amun. And I
Oh.
reach out a hand.
Hi, Haiti. Nice to meet you.
It is
Got a
really,
new friend.
it is really, really warm. Unnaturally warm. His hand.
Wow. You. That's some very warm hands.
There's a lot that needs explaining. That I'm assuming is your. I'm sorry. What is the pet?
Covers. Oh no! Like Tim's not there. Like looks around so Tim didn't hear that, and like, no. Our child.
Don't say... It's a monster that we rescued from...
Is their adopted Tim is their adopted child? Yes.
You adopted a Hatibatim hatchling?
It's a...
It's
Amon,
a
it's a long story. Yes, we don't need to get into it. Carnane,
We
where
should
have you
absolutely
been?
get into it. Oh, I was just, figuring some stuff out. Amon reminded me of some things I'd kind of forgotten about. I remembered an old trick. And he just kind of spits up a bit of chitin, throws it onto the ground.
Right in
Give
front
it a
of
minute,
Julie?
it'll wake up.
Right in front of my salad. What are you doing?
And give it a minute, it'll wake up eventually. But yeah, I've been figuring out how to do that again, and it's kind of, it hasn't like woken up or started hatching yet, so it's still kind of just a ball of chitin.
Oh my god, what is that? And Wu Ming is gonna stomp on it to try to like destroy it.
Hey!
All right, how about some kicking ass? For that?
Oh my god!
Also, at this point, you see Julie, her eyes just widening, and she has just about had it with everything that's happening today.
I got a 6.
Mark
Oh,
experience. And I'm gonna say that was please tell me how you unsuccessfully try to stomp out a magical chitinous being.
Maybe my boots just glance off of it, like completely ineffective. Maybe it just wakes it up, like early.
Yeah, like,
like it just activates it.
So if you don't mind me piping it, I think like you stomp on it, like you kick it the first time, you stomp again, and its little mouth kind of springs into being and bites onto your boot. And Kahaaniyaan has to yell, "Hey, no biting her. She's on our side. Stop that."
Oh my god, what is that? Ahmad, kill it!
It's just like
Ahmad,
flying
kill it with
around
fire!
with your boot. It's just
Would
like,
this
Hey!
would this technically count as a dangerous situation?
yes.
So what Aman's gonna do is he's gonna take like the leather bag off of his shoulder and drop it with a dramatic sort of thump. Hello, little one. It's time to calm down, okay? I know you're very interested in the world. But the more people you attack, I'm gonna roll big entrance.
Okay.
On this thing?
Yeah, you know what? It works. So on a 7 to 9, because I rolled a 9, you pick one person or monster, stop, watch, and listen until I finish talking. So that thing is going to calm the hell down. And the more people you attack that are your friends, the more people are a danger to you. And I kind of like reach out a hand for it to crawl onto.
And it just goes limp for a second on Wu Ming's shoe, and then just skitters onto you.
There we go, little one. There we go. Keep an eye on it, please. Kahaaniyaan.
Oh, I mean, I've already kind of sent a couple of them out to do stuff, so I can keep an eye on this one if you'd prefer. But there are already probably 5 or 6 of them out there by now. I don't remember how fast they kind of do the more of them thing, but few of them.
Actually, you know what? Instead of one still on your shoe, Wu Ming, and it splits off, and the split off one is the one that skitters up into your hand, Amun.
So Kahaaniyaan's kind of just gonna peel the other one off of her shoe and just pick it up. But yeah, sure, I'll keep an eye on whatever I've got, around.
There.
And at this point, you hear, "Out! Out! All of you weird fuckers, just leave!"
That feels rude.
But by the way, I do want to ask, where are the interns?
Where are the entrants?
The interns.
Oh, the interns. The interns were kind of just waiting outside. Thinking,
Oh, so they didn't see any of this?
Well, they hear it, and they're kind of curious, but they don't want to incur the wrath of Wu Ming. And Wu Ming kind of gave the vibe of do not follow.
All right, Julie, I'm so sorry. Let's talk about this outside. Amin, what is this? Is this asexual reproduction?
It's sort of.
Oh, there's a word for it now.
I pull out a couple of gold sika and just kindly hand them over to Julie. My apologies for everything.
Just warms up just a little bit to you, but you get the general vibe of, I'm now just going to close store and clean up.
Yep.
And I think that's at the point when Nira comes from the back with Tim in her arms.
Excellent.
Like,
we'll be on our way.
Haiti keeps like kind of apologizing profusely to Julie and just like, I'm so sorry. I hope we can still shop here. Come on, Tim, let's go.
And you notice Tim Tim's got like a miniature bone, similar to the big bone that wanted, and it's just like to the bone as they're leaving.
I'm just letting them have
Haiti
it.
drops money for that, that at least, but kind of doesn't think about paying for the
Other damages.
The other damages. Maybe they'll throw it like, put it on my tab. Skitters off.
All right, you are all outside the store. Is there
Just
any-
outside. We're
Yeah,
loitering.
just outside, with now 2 more creatures in tow.
All right, I think that's enough excitement for now. We need to head towards the temple. No time to waste. Haiti, why don't you just come up ahead with me? We'll discuss things.
Oh, sure. Kind of sees Tim kind of like trying to poke around the little.
I thought Nira still had him in his arms, so that's
Yep.
why she was like,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Nira, don't put Tim near that. What that is.
Put him near what?
The minions. The Carapace minions.
Oh,
Yeah, that.
that's new.
I'm thinking.
It is.
Yeah,
Is that the
it is.
biological term, minions?
I have no idea.
I
Look,
mean,
I'm
they
a
would
researcher.
listen to him. So, minions.
Karina just goes, ah, and tries to do the same thing you do, of stomp one of them.
Karina.
You
No.
really shouldn't try to do that. They could probably eat ya. Like, that's a bad idea, buddy.
And if anyone, for the sake of random comedy, if anyone wants to roll 2d6, they may.
I shall do so.
I got a 7.
All right.
got a 6.
With the 7.
I got a 9. Only for random shit I get good rolls.
I was gonna go with the first one right here with the 7. Kind of, you see the legs crumple just a little, but mostly unharmed. And now the minion is, for realsies, gonna chomp Karina.
Oof. Can I try and basically just
Ooh.
jump on that minion to make sure it does not
Yep.
actually kill someone in front
I'll-
of everybody?
Can I try and
Or-
kick some ass at the exact same time?
Yes.
Can I also use magic at the same time?
Yes.
All right. Let's
Oh,
see.
we're doing
what is
this.
the appropriate
We're doing
move
this now.
For
We're
basically
doing a minion pile. If anyone else feels like they need to react immediately with something, please. Alright. But yes,
So I
do
rolled-
those rolls.
Hades
rolled a
just
7.
trying to cover Tim. Don't look.
I think this is technically protect someone.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be, so you would roll tough.
Okay, that's 5, 7, 9.
I rolled a 12.
Damn.
Alright. In which order would you like to?
Okay, so here's the thing. If Nira's going to use magic, and Kahaaniyaan's going to try and stop the attack, and one of these hits is going to go through, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I would like it to be mine.
Alright.
Are we all comfortable with that?
I was just gonna like have water, knock it back like 20 feet like a fucking water hose, just
Okay.
to blast it back. That's what I was planning.
Yes. So here's the thing. And this is how it's going to resolve, which I think will work with everything that's been suggested so far. Nira, basically the hose, it pushes it back just as Kahaaniyaan tries to basically, body shield. And because you got a mixed success, you are going to take pretty much all the harm that Amun is going to give in kicking ass.
Go for it. Oh, no, I'm trying to body shield the intern. I don't care too much if these things die.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but basically you protect,
yeah.
but you'll suffer some of the harm that the intern might have gotten.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
So that is 2 magic harm.
All right, I ignore that completely. My body is 2 armor, so I just take this flame. I just take the full hit to the face, and am pretty much fine with that.
And Seth's like, should we be calling this in? I mean, this is like, what are those creatures? And
Seth?
like,
Safe. That's your name, right?
mm,
Amin has met this person 3 different times.
yes.
And he actually really does know the name. He's just being facetious. You are not going to say a single word until we arrive at the Singing Hills. Do you understand me? Nod if you understand me.
And just is like very slowly nodding.
Excellent. It's already been enough of a shit show.
By
And,
the way, that was a 12, so I get the added benefit.
Oh yeah, what is the added benefit?
The keeper will offer you some added benefit.
Oh, yes. Okay, the added benefit is it is like everyone gets hosed.
Like, how's that a benefit?
It calms things down, or
It dampens the mood.
yes, it dampens the mood.
Get out.
Also, wet t-shirt.
No.
And with that, on that note, we will take a very short break to stretch our limbs, hydrate, and all of that stuff, and we will return. And just before, just again want to plug, during Pride Month, we are doing the Pride Brunchathon, and that is it is also a charity for Black and Pink, which is I will now put the Twitch command for it. And yeah, if it is a wonderful charity that is a prison abolitionist organization dedicated to abolishing criminal punishment system and liberating LGBTQIA2S plus people and people living with HIV and AIDS who are affected through advocacy, support, and organizing. So there's a link over there if you have some means to donate, please do, and we will be right back. back. I hope you've all had a chance to stretch, do some wonderful music, or not this music. You do you, and hydrate. Take care of yourself. It is incredibly hot where I am, at least, and make sure you stay safe and stay cool. Yeah. So we are picking up from the somewhat chaotic reunion of everyone in front of Closet. Not really good for Closet, but I'm now going to say that you all are journeying to the Singing Hills, and we're not going to get into the details of the journey so much as if there's any conversations left unsaid, let us quickly go over it, as well as given that you had gone, Wuming, especially since you had gone to the Rukshuks to get some information, this would be the time to look over any case files and things you had pulled or had Karina and Seth pull to go over about either this region or any information on these mysterious mages. And the way I'm going to play it is assume you had rolled 12 plus on investigate a mystery or for the two things, and instead of you just having the questions, the entire group can help in spending those holds.
Okay, sounds good. In that case, I think on the way there, Wu Ming is going to turn to Karnane and say, "So, what exactly triggered your mini infestation?"
Infestation's a rough word. It's more like mini-me's, minus the higher brain functions. Self-restraint, what passes for empathy, long-term planning. All the boring stuff, really. Just kind of the best parts of me. I had, the present's been a lot of fun, and I hadn't really been paying attention to things like, how intact am I after a couple thousand years under a piece of lead? And talking with Amon, brought up a few things like, hey, who was the asshole in the horned helmet? And hey, weren't there two of you? And hey, aren't you missing a bunch of bits? And kind of started looking into those and remembered that I could do that. And it took me a bit to remember how to do that, admittedly. Kind of missing some, had forgotten, was a bit rusty on the specifics there, but once I started trying to figure out what was I missing, it was pretty easy to put back together, oh right, I'm a lot of things at any given time, and I can just send some of those off to do stuff for me.
I can't say I've been in the same situation myself, but it's good to have you back, my friend.
Hey, great to hear it. And don't worry, I'm sure we can, fix that at some point for you.
I think I'm good. I think just one of me causes enough problems. And Booming markedly ignores Nira's gaze when she says that. Question to our keeper. Do I need a roll to investigate a mystery? With the case files I have, or do I just
No, I just said that assuming you have a 12 plus.
Okay. Then in that case, I would... These are creature-based. I'm gonna ask what is being concealed here about the Singing Hills?
Because it is 12 plus, you can ask questions that are not on this list.
Oh shit! Okay, I see that. Advanced. All right. Okay. I think the question is what are we missing? Is my first question about this mission. What information is hidden from us?
Now, because it is based on two things, are you talking about the mage, or are you talking about the place?
Both and?
Okay. Essentially, what I'm giving you is 4 questions. Which is why I said, which one are you talking about? What are we missing? Was it going to be specific to the mages, or was it going to be specific to the place?
Let's do the place.
Yeah. So, as you look over the files, this used to be this. It got abandoned maybe about a century ago. And nobody's really, due to migration as well as a mini local skirmish or war where the entire temple evacuated and suffered some damage from whatever skirmish was happening, possibly between 2 local warlords. And you know for a fact, looking at it, that because it was made for people who had an affinity to air, had the ability to do air-related magic, and also raised creatures that were close to the element of air, that this would be incredibly challenging to traverse and explore the ruins. However, you are lucky that Boog has hit puberty, because that will enable you to traverse some of the harder regions. However, you're not at this point, because this is so new and has just happened, you're not sure how much control Boog has as they have just discovered their flying prowess. And also the ability to have everyone be able to ride atop Boog.
Okay. Does anyone else want to ask any other questions?
What are they trying to accomplish with regards to the mages? Like, what specifically are they doing here that we might not know about already?
You think if they are investigating an abandoned air temple, they're either looking for a siphon or looking for something that will help them unlock the key to the air part of whatever ritual they are going to do.
Makes sense. Let's see.
How dilapidated is the temple? How dangerous is it?
There's definitely some structural damage, but also, you know for a fact that temples like these may, aside from structural damage, which may cause, landslides or falling rocks, objects, whatever it is, certain sections of the temple, especially those that maybe were not meant for the public, would have some sort of safeguard on them that might get triggered, or might, and especially near the parts where, if a siphon does indeed exist, are there to protect against interlopers, and also to a certain extent shield anyone from getting to the siphon, because the siphons are deadly.
I feel like this is a question Amin would know the answer to, knowing that there's already stuff like that there. Would it be air elemental specific protection, or would a fire elemental, let's say, manage to sneak through?
Sorry, can you repeat the last couple of words?
Yeah, would if these protections do exist?
Are the defenses going to be tuned specifically against air elementals?
For.
Towards. There are general defenses that are against any creature, but there are essentially, yes, there are defenses that are specifically meant to only be overcome by creatures of air.
Unfortunate.
Are those all the questions we have?
You have one more question about the mages.
Oh, the mages.
I have one. What is their greatest weakness?
It would probably be their arrogance, as in they are likely to assume, because not many people know they exist, that that nobody will be there to stop them. But more specifically, it seemed that with a lot of these, it seems there's a lot of defilers among their ranks, that they have essentially sacrificed a part of themselves to get the power that they have, and they are too reliant on it. So, an example for Raj, for example, was so reliant on his magic that he didn't think that perhaps people might just kick his ass rather than try to. So because they're so powerful in magic, they think that the only thing they're fighting is magic. So take that information as you will.
As we begin this new mystery, I'm going to roll Destiny's Plaything.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's a 10. So on a 10 plus, the keeper will reveal a useful detail about the coming mystery.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's up to you, my friend.
So you see that yes, there is going to be some struggle and strife, but, and I'm going to keep it fairly vague, but because it is somewhat of a mechanic that I'm going to allow for you to cash in when required, is you see a great calamity about to happen, and you are able to perhaps warn before it happens while investigating the temple. So just keep that in mind.
Good. During the walkover, I patiently, step by step, talk to Haiti and explain everything. What the defilers are, what the siphons are, what they cost. And each and every second I say something, I keep an eye on them. Because I know this is a lot for one mind, even if Haiti weren't mortal, any mind to take hold of. And all this information at once, it could break someone.
Haiti's expression is very, like, you could see their eyes kind of like fog over because it's in that processing mode. And sees like Amon's like concern and is just like, no, I'm fine. It's it's a lot to take in. But you know what? Kind of randomly points to, doesn't even know where the butterfly is at the moment. It's just, I can always go back to my recordings and kind of repeat and watch that video until the end of time. And we're going to stop it, just this group.
Well, back in the day, my husband and I did much the same thing. It can be done, I think.
That is so cool. Your husband and you were like this cool superhero couple. And
honestly,
you can just see Haiti just imagining and just romanticizing it already.
Oh God.
That's so amazing.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And I think at that point I'm just like, nope, this is
No.
interview over.
Kind of chase, and you can see like Haiti kind of chase after him. Wait. Tell me more of your adventures in the past. Tell me about your hubby. Wait. That's it.
And is there any other conversation?
Yeah, Haiti would want to. Where is? Are we all just kind of like standing around? Like, are we just?
I think
Traveling?
we're walking to the hills.
Okay.
Yeah, I figure we're
there's
traveling.
Boog and Kareen and Seth each have a mount as well.
Okay, where is Wu Ming?
I'm chilling. I am accessible if you wanted to talk to me.
Are you like in the front?
Let's say, yeah, leading the pack in the front.
Okay. So after the chase of Amon fails, Haiti kind of like zeroes in on Wu Ming as their next target, next person to talk to, and kind of strides on over and like wants to smack their shoulder, but at the last second remembers who Wu Ming is and kind of just taps. Wu Ming.
Oh, Haiti. What is it?
So you're not gonna explain what happened back there with you and Nira, huh?
I don't.
That was
Yeah.
awkward.
You don't have to rub it in my face. I
Oh,
don't.
I'm not rubbing it in your face. I just want to know what happened because
I think I insulted Nira. Accidentally. I didn't mean to. It's Amin's fault. They pushed us into a conversation with each other, and Nira said something about liking me, or I don't know. I panicked. I freaked. So I just, I told her.
she confessed.
What?
Wow.
What do you mean she
Huh?
confessed?
What?
You knew about this?
What?
What?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Haiti, you are a terrible liar.
Please don't make me say anything. Wu Ming. Well, cat's out of the bag already, right? And I can't believe you. Do you know how hard it is to insult her? She's like the most chillest person. She literally goes with the flow. And that's not even without the whole water thing going on with her.
Hey, why is that an okay thing to say? And it's not okay to say that she, it's a fish, that she might smell like fish, which she doesn't. She doesn't, by the way, but I may or may not.
She smelled like a fish?
No, well, maybe that is what I don't really remember anymore, okay? Haiti,
Oh.
I got flustered. I'm usually not flustered around people, like ever. Usually I look at someone and I know the perfect way to break them. Literally, I'm talking physically, like kill them.
Oh, I know.
But with Nira, I don't know, my mind can't really get into that analytical frame of thinking, I suppose, and it just came out of my mouth like a bunch of mouth garbage.
Yeah, I could sense the word vomits, but that's my job, Wu Ming. And
I know, you're supposed to be the wacky friend in the
Exactly.
friend group.
yeah, don't
what
take that
should
job
I
away
do?
from me. Okay. To lover spat.
Lovers? I mean, I don't.
Wait. How do you feel about her anyway?
That's the thing. I thought we were just friends with the side of, hey, my boss asked me to keep an eye on you because she thinks that you might destroy the world someday. But the more time I spend with her, I don't know, I enjoy her company. How do you know if you like someone? Is there anyone you like, Haiti? What does that feel like?
Haiti did not expect having like a crush talk with Wu Ming at all. And is just, you know what? This is about you. And, we need to stay on target. So, I mean, I don't know, you kind of have this, this warm feeling, and you kind of get nervous and, dare I say, word vomit around them.
But yes, all those things happened.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Think
Does that mean...
about them often.
Yeah, that does. I do think about her a lot. I thought it was just because she was an assignment. Like, my boss told me to think about her a lot, so I thought about her a lot, but if I must be honest, it's not always in an assignment way. Do I like Nira?
Well, that's not something I can answer. But to me, it does sound like you do. But again, I can't answer that for you. But this is something you need to. This is something you need to fix.
Yes. Yes, it is.
And an
Gods, if only we
appropriate
weren't.
time,
Okay.
you see, like, you sort of reach over the peak of whatever road you're climbing, and you see this valley and ruins, but also this very melodic sound of wind and chimes of bells as you arrive at the Singing Hills.
That sounds so pretty.
Well, that's got to be it. I guess we don't have to talk about this anymore. Thank you for speaking with me, Haiti.
This
Don't
isn't
tell
over?
anyone.
This isn't over.
Let's go stop some cultists from ending the world, and then we'll talk.
Lucky the end of the world is in the way. Start mumbling as they walk away. This is over.
All right. As you arrive, you see that this air temple, Amun, since I believe you have been here at least once.
Oh yeah.
What did it look like back in your day?
It is probably known as one of the tallest temple buildings in the province. So it is built into the hill in staggered levels, and it just keeps on going up and up and up. There are no closed doors in this place. Everything is open archways to let the wind flow in and out. On the bottom floor, there's a ceiling full of bells that ring and chime with every single gust that goes through the place. And everything is in warm beige stone and brass. It used to be that vines crept up the place, but I think they've since died
They've
a little bit.
overgrown.
Overgrown, even better.
Yeah, it's a combination of certain places have died where there's lack of water and the air just erodes it, and certain places closer to, I would say, the mountain, where it does have a little access to water and a little more shade, and is kind of it's not really maintained. However, I feel like this is also a place where you might have a memory with your husband.
I think it was.
Would you like to describe that memory?
The day the stepwell fell was one of the worst in my life. Something so full of life, having all of it just ripped from it in a second. Water drained to a sludge. Plants fell apart. And as people fled, many of them didn't make it. A kid that was injured, badly. And this was the closest place I could think of to take him where he would be safe. I held him in my arms, holding him close to my heart, or at least where one should be. As I walked the temple, from the bottom floor to the very top, through every passage, to the place of healing located in the far end. A place where I knew he would be safe from anything that tried to chase us, and where my few friends, who do happen to be air elementals, could help me out. He recovered very soon after, but he was still too weak to move. So we spent a month there, living together. And at the end of the month, the moment we walked out of the temple for the first time, in all that time, I held his hand close to that same place where I'd held him. And I asked him to be mine for as long as we could have each other. And I'd be his, too.
So were those vows taken at this particular temple?
Yeah, they were. We didn't want to
And-
wait.
And as you think about that time, as soon as your vows were over, everyone sort of hit the bells, and there was like this wonderful pealing of bells and sound. And as that memory sort of fades, it kind of blends into the chiming of these bells. But these bells now are just hanging free, wild. Some of them have fallen off and are just being tossed about on the floor by whatever wind currents there are. A lot of the structure, the open parts, are widened. Some of the arches have gigantic holes in them, and they're basically a stalagmite and stalactite sort of a formation of. They're being held by whatever foundation they're attached to, and there is a slight smell of mustiness that somehow even the open air and the wind that is flowing through essentially this very sharp gully between these between these hills, which is what gave it the Singing Hills name, of the wind that blows and almost whistles, accompanied by the bells. And that mustiness smells of old, of maybe creatures that hadn't been cleared away when they got abandoned. It's old enough that there's probably you're just gonna see maybe bones, but you just can smell it from far off.
As I take my first step into the temple, I crouch down to touch the floor and then hold my knuckles to my lips. And then I reach to ring one of the bells, realizing there's none there. And I walk a bit further and ring one of those instead.
And as you hit that bell, the chain that it was attached to is so weak. As you hit it, there's a chime, and then it falls and sort of bounces off a couple of ways, making a kind of discordant sound. What do the rest of you do?
Garnain, I think, is watching. This place is strange to him, and let's see. He's not used to being in ruins he didn't make on some level, I think. And he's just trying to figure out, so what is this? What are we looking for? And we know there are going to be like weird traps and stuff here. And he's waiting for them to start showing up so that this becomes something that he's more used to dealing with.
So, Carnane, because of your essentially monstrous minions and sort of your widened perception, you definitely feel some of that essentially void, destruction, like nothingness feeling in here somewhere, but it's much further in, much further up. Somewhere really far tucked away in the structure.
Interesting. I think he's going to just point the way. I think I know what we're looking for, and just sort of lead the way on the assumption that, someone else will point out if he's about to run into some sort of weird booby trap or something, or magical seal or whatever.
Can I roll something to like feel like the essence of the energies here and like?
Yeah, read
Sure.
a bad situation.
Oh yeah, that's the one I want. Where's that one? What do I use for that one? Oh, it's that page. Sharp. All right.
Yes.
What do I have in sharp? A 0. Sounds good. That's actually an 8. That's not bad.
All right, so you get to hold one, and you can spend it to ask me any of the following questions that is under read a bad situation. And when you act on these answers, you get a +1 ongoing with that relevant information.
Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Yeah. Like, above top, there's 2 or 3 figures that are kind of floating and examining the ruins above you.
I think Nira's going to stop walking and put a hand out just to like let people know. Like, I don't know where she is in the pack of the group, so
However you would like.
yeah. I think she's sort of like in the middle. So she's gonna put a hand out and be like, "Wait," and just like start looking up. Like do that slow like look up.
Yeah, you sense their presence, but there's like a layer of ceiling. Like, it's one of those things I don't think they've noticed you, and you haven't noticed them, except now you have. None of you can visually see them, but Nira, you felt it, and I think to a certain extent even Carnane. But, you know, the more important thing was taking your attention.
Mm-hmm. So she's just gonna say wait and like try to hopefully get everybody's attention and
All right.
What's going on, Nira?
we're not alone.
What do you mean?
And she's still looking up towards the ceiling, like trying to suss out where they are.
Yeah, Wu Ming also looks up. Is it like obvious that there's stuff up there, or not really?
Yeah, like, you know, you saw as you were heading down to the valley that this is a many-layered temple. And certain sections, literally, there's no way to, without flying, to get to the next part of the temple.
Haiti will turn to the butterfly and kind of talk to it and just go, yeah, let's take a little trip. And the butterfly, like, drone-like, will kind of see, and with
Yeah, I'll say
Haiti.
you get a +1 to that roll, but I would like you to act under pressure to not have your butterfly get discovered.
Why did I do this to myself? Okay, cool, are you kidding me? Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. Come on. 4.
4, even with a +1. All right, Mark.
You want to spend luck?
Do you want to spend luck? Because yeah, I'm gonna say that it's
I do love consequences, but
your butterfly.
I like my
might not-
butterfly.
your, you know, our R.I.P.
no.
butterfly.
And it.
Give me. All right, I spend it.
All right.
There, I threw it.
All right, I'm gonna add. Yes, if you notice the little icons that we have, it is to track our luck points throughout this campaign. So, boom, there you go. Used your luck point for that, and that is as if you had rolled a 12. So, you do what you set out to do. In addition, you may choose to either do what you wanted and something extra, or to do what you want to absolute perfection.
Let's see. Can you choose to do?
So I imagine you
extra.
wanted your butterfly to just record what is going on and happening, correct?
Yeah. Like if Nira's already suspicious or thinks like they're watching, Haiti wants to capture it.
Okay. So here's what you see, and you can share your screen with everyone of like, hey, gather around, and you see the butterfly kind of go up, and eventually, because it is very quiet, and no one's looking in that particular direction, you see 3 individuals. One looks to be perhaps the leader of this group, and the other 2 seem to be more like assistants. And they are picking away at what looks to be some room where maybe donations or gifts were. And they're just ransacking boxes looking for something. And you hear the voice. It's a more kind of raspy but feminine voice saying, "Have you found the box? What are you like? Think." I'm having trouble trying to get that, so I'm just gonna speak in my normal voice. But think Yzma, sort of a voice saying, "What is taking so long? If we should have found the siphon already." Ugh, air dimples. And turns around, so you get the face, and it's definitely a gaunt face, and wearing similar mirror glasses. You wouldn't know this because you weren't there for the morning, but you get confirmation from everyone who was, of these mirror reflective glasses. That sort of, there's a little kind of purplish aura kind of peeking out at the edges of the glasses, and is just looking around saying, I mean, I suppose we could use some of these things here, but probably have some hidden compartment somewhere. Well, find that entrance. And starts moving towards the interior as they start going towards what looks to be a more inner, almost into the hill section. And the mage and the two assistants definitely look like the people you saw in that very mini portal when you summoned Boog in the previous episode.
Hades gonna have the butterfly continue kind of hovering or following them.
Yeah, so you now have eyes on, which gives you an advantage if you would either like to avoid them entirely or follow them or, maybe ambush them.
So, what do you want to do? I mean, we have eyes on them now. If you should be... I mean, I'm guessing we'll follow them, but are we gonna,
Through the camera, can I investigate a mystery?
Yeah.
That's a 10.
All
Nice.
right. You get to ask too.
Yeah. What is being concealed here?
A very powerful artifact that clearly these three are hoping to find, and they know without doubt that it is somewhere here.
What can it do?
It is... From what do you know of lore from elementals and everything, you think it is probably something that is ranged, is swift, and is deadly, and probably made out of some very strong elemental creatures, like a flying horse or a bird.
It's a siphon. They're looking for a siphon. We can't let them get to one.
Let's eliminate them.
Sounds like a plan. The big question, of course, is how to get to them. You mentioned that, it's hard to get... You can't get to them without kind of flying over something. Is there kind of a gap? Is there like a cavern in the floor or something? Are the walls still intact?
No, it was always staircases before they fell.
Ah.
Boog can fly.
Mm-hmm.
How many
Question.
can Boog carry, though? Oh, sorry.
Probably 2, maybe 3 at the most.
Yeah,
So-
my tags for Boog are, I think, tough and fast. Fast and tough.
Yeah.
So
I'd say it would. You could all kind of get on Boog, but it would make Boog not fast, and only for a short while. Like, as in, can only do short distances. Might be enough. But you're all going to be squished together.
Because I'm a fire elemental, Mariam, and
Mhm.
many of the fire elementals in Sarzameen's lore do fly.
They do.
But do you want the noise of the fire to?
Yeah. But there
Good
will
thing.
be light, and possibly there will be light or noise.
Like,
We
I'm just thinking of
could-
like a jetpack just.
We could do a two-pronged thing. So, like, everyone else kind of takes Boog up relatively subtle-like, and then Aman or me and Aman go up as a distraction, basically him with fire and me with some sort of very loud magic or something.
And I would say the
Um,
same thing of Nira, is Nira might be able to essentially jet stream herself up, but it would be the same thing. It's noise or visuals. Water where there isn't water.
I just imagine a geyser.
Yeah.
Those like water jetpacks
So
that you see.
I say this.
Salt
I say this
jetpacks.
not to necessarily discourage you from using those. It's just those are the risks and
Like, that's what's
consequences.
gonna happen.
You do, however, are still at an advantageous position to use these, what you know, to essentially ambush and maybe get a leg up.
We could flank them. Boo can carry up Wuming and Haiti, and the interns can keep Tim intact and away.
I'm
make
gonna
sure
say
that the-
if there's anyone you don't want, they can just stay behind
Yeah,
camp
we
with
could
Karina and
leave
Seth.
we could leave the interns behind with Tim where they're not going to be in like horrible danger.
We'll need a rear guard anyway. They can make sure that no one escapes.
Exactly.
Do we trust the interns to make sure no one escapes?
I trust them enough that they're coming along with us to this place, so
I
That's
look at
fair.
Karina?
Tim.
Seth, that is your only directive. Make sure no one escapes. You got it?
Yes, boss.
I look at Tim and I like go down close and whisper in its ear. Keep an eye on anyone who tries to leave. Don't engage. Don't let yourself get hurt. Just
And
follow
just-
them.
Chirps.
I think Darnane kind of also whispers something to Tim. In his case, it's remember, if your parents aren't watching, it's okay to eat people.
And kind of does this,
I-
like,
And then Haiti goes to Tim.
Hold on.
Kneels down to Tim and just says, "Whatever Carnane said, don't listen to him. Love you. Stay safe."
And I think because of all that, Nira's just right there because she's still holding Tim. And she hasn't like handed him off yet, so she's like, she's like, y'all could have waited until I handed him over. Jeez, okay.
I didn't want the other two to hear. The smartest play would be to the top floor is in a circle.
yeah.
It sort of wraps around the top of the hill. It would be smarter, faster to go that way, but I wouldn't guarantee that Boog would manage to. But we can. At least I can. We just
Well-
go straight up.
Let us three do that, and then they can come from behind and flank.
Which one are you traveling with, huh? I look at Kahaaniyaan.
You know, I'll go up with Boog. I enjoy getting the jump on people.
Well,
Are
then.
you very stealthy though? Seems
would
like
be
you'd clack,
surprised.
clack, clack. Just your way when on our way here, you were just Click, clack, click, clack.
Well, yeah, but I wasn't hunting on the way here.
All right, we'll activate stealth mode on your shell.
And I think kind of more of the like fake flesh he's covered in kind of grows over a bunch of his carapace as he joins the people on Boog.
Haiti,
Uh-huh.
tell that little thing of yours to look for a bow.
I'm sorry, come again?
Tell that little thing of yours to look for a bow.
A bow?
He means
Don't
the
worry about
butterfly.
it. Just look for it. Let's get going.
Oh, okay. And, well, it's like a drone, can't really tell it what to do, but with Hades' eyes, definitely tries to look for a bow.
Yeah.
Do I have to roll for that?
I would say that would be a.
God, is there anything I can use?
I would say sharp. And I think that would be.
What would that be under?
I'm just thinking where to look for a bow. Yeah, just roll sharp.
12.
12. Nice. Okay. We will come back to that roll momentarily. So what is your it seems like there's a bit of there's a flank and then there's a distraction. Who is the distraction? Or which party is the distraction?
Team Elemental, I think, right?
All right. Who?
Before we split off, can Wu Ming try to pull Nira aside to say something?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I think she's starting to head off, and then I guess women can like catch her before she goes.
Hey, Nira, wait.
Yes.
Yeah. Look, I just wanted to apologize for what I said earlier. I really didn't mean it. I know that's not an excuse, but I didn't know how to respond when you said what you said, and I'm sorry for offending you. I never meant to. I'm sorry.
I think Mira's gonna pause for a second and just look at her. And just nod and be like, "It's alright, Miss. I've heard human emotions can be complicated. I'm
Did
still
you just
learning
call
them
me
myself."
Miss?
I meant to say miss. I just Morgan misspoke.
Oh, okay, I thought
I was trying to say
Nira was being really
misunderstanding
formal
and all that.
okay.
So yeah, but like I comes off mid word.
Okay. Right, yeah, just I mean, it's it's not like well, this isn't the right time or place to do this, but I think you're great, and I'm sorry that didn't come through. I'm sorry for insulting you. I know you put yourself out there, and you must be feeling very miffed and hurt right now, and I know I caused that, and I
Is that what
apologize.
those feelings are? Huh. Thank you for giving them words.
Well, yeah, I don't want to tell you how you're feeling, but, if I were in your shoes, like, confessing to someone and they said that I smelled like fish, I'd be pretty pissed off, too. So, yeah, and you don't. I didn't mean any of those things. I just got nervous. I got nervous around you.
Me? I'm not anything special.
That's not true. I mean, you're on the agency's watch list for a reason. And I mean, danger level aside, you're funny and sweet and pretty. Not in that order. There's no order to any of these things. I'm glad I know you.
And I'm glad I know you too. And she's gonna like put a hand on Wingming's shoulder and like let it linger for a second. And then she's gonna be like, once this is over, let's talk about this more.
Yes, please. I would love to. Be careful, okay?
You too. And the hand's gonna linger a little bit longer before she slowly pulls it away and starts heading off after Almond.
And you will be able to essentially ambush. However, based on the thing that got rolled before stream about your hunch, sure enough, that bow that you're looking for, you found the butterfly has found it. It is this incredibly large, sort of like a longbow, that it's without the string. It is just this incredibly shaped in a bow. Looks like it's made from some sort of a large creature rib that is curved in a bow shape. And on the edges has what looks to be some sort of hair, maybe like horsehair or something, and feathers. And there is some sort of as the leader mage is holding it quite through a glove, you see essentially a arrow made of force starting to form, and sort of just admiring it. But they found what they were looking for. And what is Team Distraction doing at this point? You're muted.
Thank you. As Anira comes out, Amun's like in the process of taking off his kurta. So he's just like bare chested and hairy, and like very thick. And just he's stuffing that inside of the leather satchel he usually carries around him, and the fire siphon itself is sitting right beside him. And then he like takes off his dupatta, thinks of it twice, and puts it right back on. That's a look. Ready? I didn't want to get ruined.
I'm trying to remember what a dupatta is.
It's a scarf.
Okay.
Yeah, what you both are wearing.
Oh, hey, yeah, that's right.
Except you're wearing a shirt underneath and I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, Nira could take off her shirt and match you, but she knows societally that's not accepted, so
Well, you're not
she has learned the
currently
hard
in
way
society.
oh, this is true. It's not like it's gonna get ruined, it's just gonna get wet, so like so clothes don't really bother her.
It's funny, like looking at his back, it looks like it's almost drying, like clay does in a kiln. You ready?
I am. Are you?
Just give me 1 second. And then like massive cracks form in his back, kind of the shape of wings, and fire spurts out of them until there are 2 massive wings of fire coming out of his back.
And I think with Nira, if you want me to roll for it, I can. But like what I'm picturing is that all the water, like because mountains have like ice caps and dew and all that. They're starting to like water's just streaming off the mountainsides and coalescing at her feet, and they're starting to vortex and like vortex around her body.
And what is Team Flank doing?
So Boog is very particular about how you ride him, okay? Don't let him guide you. He'll know if you've never ridden before, and he'll try to take advantage. Just let me lead, okay? Any questions?
Nope.
No.
Hades used to boot, so just like, nope.
Yep. All right, baby boy. I know you're reaching that time of your life cycle where you're getting a little ornery, so try to be good, okay?
Yep, you've already noticed there's some deep scratch marks on some of the temple pillars where Boog's been itching and scratching their antlers, and just looks at you and sort of snorts in your face of like, "Yep."
All right. I'll ride in the middle. Carnane, why don't you get behind, and Haiti, you can hop in front.
Fair enough. And yeah, I will follow directions this time, as it is, after all, her why am I thinking reindeer?
Stag.
Stag. Yes. Mine just went reindeer. Boog is
Flying creature with
Boog
horns.
is now
Close enough.
Rudolph.
Yeah. Another creature with
completely
horns.
blanked out there.
And
Perfect.
with that, we have set the scene for next episode's battle.
All right.
Yeah. So I guess you're gonna have to spend Pride Month with us, Northern.
Shucks.
You're here.
Oh
for
no!
Oh well.
Oh hey,
We got a raid.
Perfect timing for a raid, huh?
Hey! Right as we're ending. Welcome
Thank you
in.
so much.
Hello.
We are just about to end for the evening, and we're gonna go find someone really awesome to go raid, but just in time. So just stick around. We're just gonna quickly do our end of session stuff as well as our player outros. Okay, so with that, let's do end of session monster of the week stuff. So, we are going to answer some questions and get experience based on that. So, question number 1. Did you conclude the current mystery? Nope.
No.
Did you save someone from certain death or worse?
Karina from the Minion.
Yes, we saved Karina from the danger
That's
we
true,
put her
from
into.
Carnane.
So that's one. Then, did we learn something new and important about the world?
The air siphon.
Yeah, the air
Yeah,
siphon.
the air siphon.
All right,
The
and then
bow.
last question. Did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
We learned that we learned a bunch about Amon's relationship, and we learned a bunch about Nira and Wu Ming dealt with their stuff, and
That is
Our
true.
name can
Yes,
have
and-
minions.
yes,
Oh, we did
our
learn that.
name can be
Yeah,
many
we did,
people.
we did.
All right, so that's 3 questions. So you get 2 experience points.
Hey, I get to take another thing.
Yeah, and I think
Hey.
there are quite a few of y'all who also were close to leveling, so we will do that between now and next episode. Yeah, with that, let's quickly go around the table telling y'all who you are and where we can find you, and we will go
Ooh.
backwards.
Can I-
So,
Can
or
I-
you want to go first? Okay, cool.
Oh, well, but I want to add a last minute reaction, if that's okay. I know
Sure.
the session ended.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, after the whole after the discussion with Nira and Wu Ming,
Mhm.
they kind of part ways. Haiti is kind of to the side and sees the talk happening, can't listen or anything, and doesn't really want to. But you can see their expression, and it's kind of wistful, and they're smiling but kind of sad in a way, but just kind of shakes themselves out of it and continues getting ready.
Oh.
Wu Ming has 2 hands. Wu Ming has 2 hands.
All right. And with that, let's
Oh yeah, I'll
since
still go
since
first.
you brought up the reaction, let's just start with you, Kupo.
Yay, I'm the last minute person, Kupo, who played Haiti, the Snoop in Monsters of the Week in this campaign. Um, yeah, and apparently Haiti's going through some stuff. You can find me as Kupo Knight in pretty much the Twitter spheres and most Discord channels. Twitter, it's Kupo Knight KUP0 KNIGHT. Kupo Knight under Discords, and you can find me streaming on my own channel on Twitch at Kupo Knight KUPO underscore KNIGHT.
And Morgan.
Hey, I'm Morgan. I just played Nira the Divine, your watermelon elemental hot mess, as we lovely call her, or I call her at least. You can find me on all the socials at Serena Bezos. What am I doing? I have Game at a Glance tomorrow here on Huetopia at 8 p.m. Wait, no, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. I know time zones. And then on Saturday, I'll be running Candied Violets for the Pride Brunchathon. It is woodland creatures plus Great British Bake Off mixed together. So come join me if you can. That'd be great. But everything else, you can find my socials. I do a lot of stuff. I do sometimes too much stuff. Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Hey everyone, I am Connie, pronouns they, he, she. You can find me on Twitter at @ByConnieChang, that's BYCONNIECHANG, and on Patreon. I've launched a Patreon, by Connie Chang, where I give GM tips, insights, advice, services, etc. So if that's interesting to you, you got pleasure to support me. I'm also the GM and executive producer behind Transplanar RPG, which is an all transgender people of color led 100% homebrew Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition live streamed actual play campaign set in an original non-colonial anti-Orientalist world. We stream Saturdays at 3 p.m. U.S. Central Time, though this Saturday we will be pushing back 1 hour because our lovely Blood Hunter C has a dance performance at a fancy art museum that they have to do. So yeah, that's me. I'm gonna pass it along to Bashir.
Hey, I'm Bashir Gauss. You can find me on Twitter at Bashir Gauss. You can find me on itch at havocfet.itch.io. I do freelance writing. I do cultural consulting. I do independent game design. And you can find stuff I've worked on with a variety of large tabletop games publishers over the past year-ish and coming out over the rest of this year, too. And I think with that, passing it off to our,
I believe it's my turn again. My name is Dor the Lee. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me online on all the socials at Werewolf Feels. I am a tabletop writer, cultural consultant, community organizer, etc., etc., etc. And the next time you can see me is actually not this week, but next week on Monday on Gehenna Gaming's channel, where we are playing Monster Hearts 2. We are halfway through our season of Gehenna Academy, and things have gone down. So if you want to see an all POC group over on that channel, do click over, not this coming Monday, but the Monday after. And in the meantime, maybe check out the VODs over on their YouTube because they're fun. I've got a lot of projects in the future, but the future is the place to talk about them. For now, last but certainly not least, our dear, dear keeper, Mariam.
Thank you. So I have been tonight and this campaign's keeper. You can follow me on Twitter at media_junkie. I do a lot of stuff, but predominantly I write for TRPG games. And so I've written for games such as Thirsty Sword Lesbians. I want to say Evil Hat and Thirsty Sword Lesbians at the same time, and it came as Evil Hat Lesbians, but it's Thirsty Sword Lesbians, and wonderful game, and as well as I contributed to Lost Omens Mwangi Expanse, which is actually releasing in June, so yay! Super excited for that, and the Musafir season 2 is going to happen. It is coming out. We are doing some stuff behind the scenes as we speak. Oh yeah, announcements. We are because it is Pride Month, and we wanted to, do the things that we love doing, which is celebrating Pride and having brunch. So we have a Pride Brunchathon where we will Huetopia throughout June on Saturday and Sunday afternoons, 2 p.m. Eastern. We will have some wonderful games written by QTPOC designers with a full BIMPOC cast. And yeah, just follow us on Twitter to see all the cool stuff that is happening. And we are also doing a charity that is and the charity is Black and Pink, which is a wonderful prison abolitionist organization that is dealing with abolishing the criminal punishment system, and also helping LGBTQIA2S plus people through advocacy, support, and organizing. We have a Tiltify campaign that'll be running this entire month. So far, we have raised $210.69. Nice. So please, even if you are not watching any of our streams and have the means, please donate. And with that, we are going to move over to our thank you for watching screen, and we are going to raid. We are going to raid Q time. So if you can just hang out for a little while longer, we will go and give them some love. All right. With that, we will see you in our show in 2 weeks, and if otherwise, Game at a Glance tomorrow evening. Check it out. Bye.